Just because I love you, it don't mean I trust you. Everybody not to be trusted. Everybody around me thugging. Everybody around me drugging. Everybody around me hustling. Everybody know not to bring no new riggin' around me. They say I be bugging. Got racks in the go-yard luggage. Just cause I love you, it don't mean I trust you. Everybody not to be trusted.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. It's another episode of Uncut with Q, and I'm your host, Quentin Flores. And in today's episode, man, it's going to be super exciting. You guys know I always bring as many people as I can from different walks of life. Our podcast and the story of how we built all of this. I believe in literally 10 days from today, by the time you listen to this, will be my 3-year anniversary since I opened up Infinite Productions, which was a side project for me. But I'm super excited, man. Like I said, our idea here was to always bring in people that have a specific mindset, that have built something, that have overcame something, and just like crazy stories that we've been able to compile throughout the years over the last 200 plus episodes that we've thrown out there. I just want to tell you guys, I really appreciate y'all for tuning in. Today's episode is going to be super special. I have a really good friend of mine who's the CEO and founder of Harvest Cuisines here in San Antonio, Texas. Dude, go ahead and introduce yourself to the world, brother.
How you doing, guys? My name is Fernando Avila. I am a culinary entrepreneur. I've been in the culinary space since I graduated high school from Churchill in 2004. And right now we currently are running Harvest Meal Prep, which we've been in business for about 7 years now, going on 7 years. And that's pretty much where we're at right now, man.
Dude, it's amazing, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm so blessed to be in the environment with you guys. You know, like I met you through a mutual friend of ours, right? Yes. Dude's hilarious. Love working with him. I would probably lose every single battle with this guy if he ever tried to do half the things that I've seen him do inside of his restaurant, you know, but because I don't know, it's not like a restaurant, right? What is that place? It is like
well, where we cook out of is a shared kitchen. There's about maybe 5 or 6 different, they're all meal prep companies and catering companies.
I have to ask you a question about that, bro. Why there and not your house?
Well, the scale. I mean, there are laws to where you can cook out of your home. You'll have someone have to come inspect it and everything through the city and everything.
Oh,
it's
snap.
called, I believe it's called the cottage law. But since we do so much volume, there's no way we can do. I mean, obviously, you can do some small stuff at home, but what we do, you need ovens. You need multiple ovens. You need multiple burners. You need multiple work tables. You need a lot of space. You need cold room. You need refrigerators. You need the whole 9 yards, man. So that's pretty much. It helps with cost. It helps keep costs down. You know what I mean?
So have you ever owned a restaurant before, or was this like
right out of high school? We had El Folklore. It was a family business. My father and I, my mother, we ran it. Pretty much my mother did all the bulk cooking, and my father and I and one cook, we took care of 17 tables and pretty much did everything. I did the cooking and the serving. My other cook helped with that, and my dad would do the ordering, cashiering. Pretty much we had a whole cycle to where us three and my mom could take care of 17 tables, and we did that for about 12 years, man. I got a lot of experience in the Mexican food industry.
That's amazing, bro.
Yes.
You know, I've read this on Forbes before, that one of the worst businesses that any family could ever start is straight up restaurant business.
If you ask any culinary entrepreneur, hey, should I start a restaurant? Most of the time, they're going to tell you no. And I mean, it's kind of a joke because there is money to be made, but everybody's not for the kitchen, man. It takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication, a lot of hours, a lot of sweat. Because it's fire, man. You sweat in there. It gets hot, you know? I mean, yeah, you have your vent hoods and your fans and everything, but sometimes it gets busy and it gets crowded. And I mean, people in the industry know what I'm talking about. You know
I could only imagine, because I feel like in a service-based industry like the restaurant companies that I've known, I've met other people that own and operate restaurants, is that there's just so much room for error, right? From the quality of the server to the quality of the establishment to the quality of the food, right? And there's with that being said, there's no telling what can mess up.
And that's where your customer service comes in. Being able to initiate, see the problem and initiate a solution right away, whether it be like with a discount or with a free meal or with anything that's going to make the customer happy. You know what I mean? Because there is room for error with so much food. You know, when you're dealing with pounds and pounds of protein and vegetables, fresh vegetables, nothing frozen. And we're just doing all kinds of work back there, man. I mean, you just got to be on it. You got to be locked in, you know, especially with sharp knives. You're back there with very sharp knives. You got to be concentrated on what you're doing. Make sure you don't get hurt. There's a lot of liability in the restaurant. For sure. You know what I mean? That's why.
What made you transition from owning a restaurant into starting food preps? Was food preps even more profitable than owning a restaurant, or how does that even work?
Meal prep, well, it really evolved into the bodybuilding world where bodybuilders or anybody that worked out would cook their food on Sundays, have their meals for the week, and they wouldn't have to worry about anything else. And with me, we started with restaurants. I did food trucks. I had a restaurant inside of a bingo hall one time. That was really good money. I'll tell you real quick why, because they couldn't bring food or drink in. Not to say that my food wasn't good, because they were still buying and liking the food, but we had about 500 people coming to play bingo every single day. Wow. And so we had so many transactions, you know what I mean? But ultimately that turned into a food truck. And then after that, we had a produce business, and then COVID hit and our produce business literally shut down overnight.
Oh my God.
But the good thing was right before COVID hit, we had opened Harvest. And when all the restaurants shut down, COVID literally boosted Harvest because everybody stayed home. We would cook out of the shared kitchen and we would send it right to their house. And then that's it. No contact, if you will. That was the whole word, no contact back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's how Harvest pretty much evolves. You know?
That's amazing, man. You know, I think a lot of people don't know how to pivot in time frames when economic shifts happen.
Yes, man.
And that's what I've learned too, because I know a lot of friends who own businesses. Did you have friends that own businesses that were restaurant owners that shut their stuff down too?
Yeah, a few of my clients.
Wow.
Yeah, not some of my clients. I mean, I was bringing them fresh produce for, I think, almost 7 to 8 years. And overnight, all that closed down because all the restaurants closed down, man. And it was insane. I mean, and like you said, you got to find a way to pivot. Fortunately, we pivoted a year before and we'd opened up another form of income, and one closed and the other one started to skyrocket because of the economic situation. So everything we were taken care of by God. That's what I really believe.
That's amazing.
That's what I think. Yeah.
I feel like as I've grown into this industry of like interviewing people with podcasts, I've realized that COVID was a factor in a lot of businesses that just started. Like, I know a lot of personal trainers that pivoted from physical personal training where they meet their clients at gyms to now overnight having to pivot to online personal training and even group coaching and mentorship. My previous office, I would host days, I called them office hours, where people would come to my office and they'd get the opportunity to learn about real estate in my office. Awesome, and now it's all virtual. Now everything I do is virtual, which has been crazy because I tap into a whole different audience. And sometimes it's people I don't never even know that just watch my content and want to pay for a product and they invest in it, you know? And so like marketing and branding, I feel go hand in hand with this part, right? But also the quality of the product too.
Yes.
What do you feel as a food prep company now, having pivoted to this industry after all of that, was the biggest value that you brought to the space so far?
I'd say just like any other meal prep company, convenience. When we first started, we started to, of course, we started in the fitness industry. A lot of friends in the fitness world, they were ordering, and we catered to mainly gym people. But now our, if you will, umbrella has gotten so much wider to where we cater to the bodybuilder or any kind of gym rat, any nurse, a mom that has to work still and doesn't want to come home and have to cook a full meal and still clean. All they have to do is take out some meals, heat it up, and they'll be able to feed the family. You know what I mean? So we've been able to cater to everybody. I have firefighters, policemen and policewomen, firewomen as well.
Real estate entrepreneurs. Honestly, man, I mean, we hit anybody who wants to save time. Cooking is very tedious, and you have to know how to cook good if you want to eat something good, you know? Especially at scale, because I know most people want to eat 3 to 5 meals a day.
Yes, exactly. And so now we've been able to fix that problem for people to where they'll actually literally get back almost 2 to 3 hours of their day. I have some people that order breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They don't have to touch soap and a dish ever.
Oh, that's
you know what I
amazing.
mean? And so
I actually vibe with that. That kind of is like how I live my life right now.
yes, yes. I mean, right now, it's this world is very fast paced. Everybody's working so much. They don't have time to do simple things, you know? And I kind of like that I get to touch people's lives through a plate and help them figure out what else they want to do and push towards their goals and not have to, because thinking about what you're going to eat is hard, man. You know,
it's time consuming, bro.
As an adult, it's so funny. The biggest decision that we have to do every night is, what are we going to eat? You know, what am I going to eat tonight?
It's the decision that reoccurs every night. That's
Yes.
the thing. And tapping into that need is like a commodity. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So we've been able to help out everybody now, and that's what I love. And with our menu, we'd like to change it up a little bit. We do have our staples that we keep on there that if I take it off, I'll have a client literally email me and tell me, hey, man, why'd you take off the beef bulgogi? I'd like to eat it every week. Some people like to eat the same thing every week. I mean, that's what I do. Right now, I'm on a cut, and all I'm eating is chicken, eggs, and rice. I'll have a little bit of chocolate just to kind of keep me sane, to keep me going throughout the day. You know what I mean? Because I'm a sugar addict. I have to have a little bit of sugar.
Dude, yeah,
so I
same.
need it a little bit, you know?
I gotta ask you about that. So there's a lot of food prep companies that I noticed that are ran by unhealthy looking people, bro.
Yes.
You really take care of yourself. So when I go to your Instagram, I could tell that you're in the gym a lot. You shredded, bro, like legit. I work out probably equivalently just as much as you do in different ways, right? But I can tell when someone has maintained themselves throughout their whole lives, right?
Yes.
Would you say that complements, or what's your opinion on the unfit chef selling healthy food? I'm just curious on that.
It's funny because in the culinary world, the saying is never trust a skinny chef.
Yes, I've heard of that.
That is the overall universal saying. And honestly, that needs to change because I mean, it's not healthy to be big, you know what I mean? And it has helped. It goes to just like with personal training. You would rather be with a personal trainer that practices what they preach.
Yep.
You know, and I practice exactly what I preach. Healthy eating. I've been eating healthy my whole life. I'm 39. I turned 40 this year. And I've been in the fitness world industry since I was 14 years old. I've been able to maintain what I eat, my workouts. The longest I've ever been in without the gym in my whole entire life is 3 days. I've always made it, what's the word I'm looking for?
Consistent.
So consistent. I've always made it a non-negotiable to be at the gym. Health is wealth is what I believe. You know what I mean? It feels so much better to do everything with a healthy body and a perfect temple that God gave you, to where even if you have a bad day, you can look at the mirror, bro, and see what you did and feel all the emotions you put through to get that body. It feels amazing, bro. It feels good. I could honestly say having the body I want feels a lot better than getting a big ass check, bro.
It does.
It does, bro.
I spent a huge portion of my life focusing on nothing but making money, bro.
Yes.
And in that time frame, I let myself go so tremendously. At the height of my weight, I was over 440 pounds.
Wow.
And I never thought that I'd ever get that fat. But during COVID is when all of the health issues that I had seemed to be worse. And once I had COVID, it was at a point where it was like any debilitating issue that was revolving around inside of my body. And what I've come to realize, man, is that I wish I would have spent 90% of the amount of money that I made back in my health.
Yeah.
Because I realized that I've spent the last 5 years investing thousands of dollars into getting my body to where I've always wanted it to be. And I'm still not there yet.
Yeah.
You know, and so like meeting guys like you that have a service like what you provide is so amazing to me, you know? So like going into your kitchen, filming what you and your crew are doing, seeing the level of professionalism and detail that goes into the cook. I appreciate every moment of it, man. And I take it in because I'm also a business owner and somewhat a perfectionist. So when I look at something, I always look at how it can be better.
Yes,
and I also look at where I see any flaws,
Yeah.
you know, and then have you noticed when I was there with you, right? And so if you guys don't know, I'm helping my guy Fernando out with his business. I'm just doing some content stuff for him. And as I've gone to the establishment, I could tell you what, man, like the level of detail that goes into every single dish is unparalleled. I could tell that you really love cooking, bro. And that's a big thing because I know a lot of chefs that hate being a chef. My stepdad being one of them. My stepdad's the head chef at Sauce.
Yeah.
He can't stand it, bro. He wants to get out of the kitchen, man. So bad already.
Yeah, dude. It is. It like I said, it's hard to be in the kitchen, man. But to be honest, there'll be some days you'll be in there and you'll have your whole operation, and the way your brain works, it wants to take care of you and keep you safe. And your brain will say, man, fuck this. Just go, just get out of here and just leave, man.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, everybody thinks that way, and you just kind of lock in and keep going. And being a culinary entrepreneur is kind of rough sometimes, man. I mean, and being an entrepreneur in general, especially with the food prices. My whole livelihood literally depends on the fluctuation of food prices. Steak is high, or pork is high, or chicken is high. And what all that ultimately kind of goes to is I need to find the right place to source ingredients. You know what I mean? I mean, if I could buy whole cows, I would, and store them and do all that. But I mean, there's no way I can do that right now.
Yeah.
We'll be able to do it later on. But
either way, I think it's amazing to just be able to build what you got with what resources that you have is always going to be something rather than just like, most people would say challenge, let's fall back. You see challenge, you see obstacle that has to be pushed through.
Exactly.
And that's a big part of the mindset, man. Like it don't matter whether you operate a real estate company, or you're trading or investing stocks, or you're a culinary master focusing on a specific branch of a restaurant industry or food industry. The same principles of what it is to be an entrepreneur apply to all. And it's discipline, it's mental fortitude, and it's consistency. And when you have those three things, zero emotion toward it, but you just know what needs to be done to get stuff done. I remember when what was it? I went to your kitchen, man, and your guys, dude, it was like they were so locked in, they didn't even care that I was filming, bro.
Yeah.
If anything, they actually enjoyed that I was there. Like my guy was like, see, I could have been a hand model. He was showing me how he was like, he was marinating the meat, and I was just like, yo, do that, but do it slower. Yeah. And it was just so cool. Like there was, what I call that as company culture. Yeah. And that's also people that know their job and that are focused on it. The guys that you got are also passionate. How is it building a team and leading a team in the kitchen? That's what I'd like to know, because I feel like there's a form of leadership there.
No, there is. And with employees, they're literally the heart of your company. You're not going to be pumping blood throughout your company without them, And they're number one. I take care of them, bro. I pay them good. I make sure they're good out of the kitchen. If they need anything, you call me. I don't care what time it is, bro. You call me. You need money. You need a ride. You need anything. I'm there for you. You know what I mean? And these guys, the way I met them was kind of funny. It's hard to find good help in the kitchen.
I've heard.
And I hate to say that because words are very powerful, and there's always someone that's going to be able to do the work that you need. And these guys, I found them. I called a buddy of mine and I said, hey, he was working at a kitchen at the time. He said, hey man, I can't find any help, man. Just send me anyone. And he sent me his stepson, and he started as a dishwasher, then started doing prep, and now he can literally run my whole operation.
Wow.
And he's been an angel to me, man. He's helped me so much. He's there when I need him. I'm there when he needs me. And it's a relationship with your employees, I like to come in and not have everybody be afraid that I'm there, and be able to work with me and vibe with me. Most of the time, bosses come and employees are like, oh shit, hey, hey. You know what I mean? They kind of, they're scared, And I don't like that vibe, I want to come in and I want everybody, hey, he's here.
We're happy. We're good
happy
to be
he's here. We want him back to come back. And
the mind is there.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And so, it's more just taking care of people. But that's just in general, man. You take care of anybody, even if they're not your employee,
It's a high pressure environment working in a kitchen. So, I mean, emotions could be high in that type of place,
man.
Yeah, man. I feel like in any working environment where there's fire, the emotions are there too, bro. Like legit, I've seen it time and time again. Even on a sales floor, the emotions are there. And I would just probably imagine that it can get like that where you're at too.
Yeah, that's why we like to say, keep your feelings at home.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Keep them at home, not in the kitchen. Because, I mean, like you said, it gets hot in there and if you start to not concentrate, you can cut yourself, you can burn yourself. And I got so many
Dude, I can tell,
and
bro.
everything. And one reason, one of the kitchens I used to work in was really small, so we would have to kind of scooch in between, and there was always hot ovens, and it was horrible. The way they set it up was bad. But shit, I don't even know where we're at.
Oh no, we were talking about the fire in the pot, like in the kitchen. That's what we're talking about. It's just idea that, you know, stress could pick up in any environment, you know, and then handling those things. I want to ask you more of a technical question, man. What's your favorite dish that you make or that people like, either or?
Well, I'd say my favorite dish that I like to cook would say is Korean beef bulgogi. It's sweet, it's salty, it's a little spicy, garlicky, and I mean, who doesn't like beef? You know what I mean?
What are the macros on that?
The macros on ours, I don't know exactly. Our
just, you know,
I'd
punch it out there.
Our macros, they roughly range between around 500 to 600 calories, and protein. Our meals are very high protein, a little bit lower in carb. But with our food, we like to feed people. There's a lot of meal prep companies that they cater to more of a lower calorie intake.
Yeah.
Let's say closer to the 300 or 400 range. We're closer to the 500-600 with the same price. And so I'd rather somebody eat our meal and say, hey man, that's a lot of food, rather than them saying, oh man, this wasn't enough for the price. You know what I mean? And then they can share if there's some leftovers or something like that. You know,
I've been experiencing that, bro. Like legit. Like I've been experiencing that. I can tell because like I use 2 different food prep companies. I buy from yours and then I also buy from my friend. And his is very calorie efficient. So his is like 300 to 500 calories tops per meal. When I eat his meals, I am never full.
Yeah.
I am almost instantly hungry in an hour.
Yeah.
When I eat yours, I can actually go 2 to 3 hours without eating again.
And that's typically what you want to go. You want to go about 2 to 3 hours before your next meal.
Yes.
That's what I would do when, that's about how long it takes for you to digest. Because that's what I was doing when I was doing bodybuilding shows. My coach had me eating every 3 hours on the dot. Eat, digest, poop, eat, digest, poop. Literally a whole cycle. And that's how it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, we like to cater to people who want, I guess, higher calorie meals, you know?
Yeah. I mean, to feel full.
To
like,
feel full, to gain
fulfilled.
muscle, you got to eat. A lot of people are afraid to eat. They're afraid to eat.
Because they feel like they're going to gain weight. And
Yes.
the muscle is part of the weight that you gain.
Yes, exactly. Just as long as you're doing the work in the gym, your calorie intake is going to be towards your advantage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're going to eat all that food and not be in the gym and not do work, then obviously you're going to gain bad weight. But if you're doing the work, just like me, I mean, I've been doing the same thing, being consistent, eating and just cardio and training, and it just flows, man.
I love that though, man. It's cool that you've paired up your lifestyle with what you love to do. This culinary thing that you've been doing throughout the years. I mean, I could see that it's also something that you're passionate about, man. So like health and fitness, is that like 90% of your clientele, or do you guys cater to other people outside of that spectrum?
No, yeah, we cater to everybody, man. That's what we started with, was the health and fitness realm, I guess you want to say. But like I said, now we cater to nurses, officers, police officers, firemen, lawyers, real estate, our umbrella is huge. Like I said, anybody who wants to save time or anybody who doesn't know how to cook, you know? And with our menu, it's always changing. So you're always getting to experience something new, and they're all chef inspired meals. All my guys are chef trained. They all have their food certs, everything in the kitchen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're good to go in there, man. Your food's getting cooked by people who know what they're doing. Unfortunately, there's a lot of companies that kind of take shortcuts, and they don't hire the right people. They don't use the right ingredients. We like to use fresh ingredients. We don't use anything frozen. I have all my guys cutting, chopping. It's pretty tedious work. but if you got a sharp knife, you can do it.
Yeah,
you know?
and there's a huge quality thing there.
Yes.
Would you say that that's one of the biggest things that separates you from 90% of the competition?
Oh, of course. One, the taste is different in frozen and fresh vegetables, and I guess the quality as well. I've done my recon work. I've tried everybody in San Antonio. I know who uses fresh vegetables. I know who uses fresh proteins. I know who uses frozen proteins, frozen vegetables. I know it all. If a new company comes out, I'll order it and I'll try them.
A lot of companies don't do that, bro.
No.
That's what you call gauging your competition.
Yes.
And not for the sake of like you want to wish bad on anyone else.
No.
But you want a competing product.
Yes.
You know, and that's what ultimately that's all about, man. I look at other people's businesses all the time.
Exactly, man.
And it's not a bad thing, bro. I want you to win and I want to win too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's more for everybody. Really, there is. Like, I don't think there's a deficit on hungry people, right?
Exactly.
At the end of the day, it's who can reach the hungrier person. That's it.
Yes. There's money out there for everybody. And to tell you the truth, there were some of them I enjoyed, you know? So I found a new product that I could enjoy if I want to eat this and that, you know? So yeah, I like to say I do my recon work all the time. I don't know where that word comes from. Is that like, I think that's like
military. Yeah,
military
it's like going
term
in,
or something like that.
I know when I'm dipping my chip in some salsa and the chip breaks off, I have to send in a recon chip after to grab that chip and bring it out. You know,
bro. Exactly.
I'm just saying. That's fat boy mentality right there, man. I'm telling y'all.
So yeah, like I said, I mean, a lot of companies, a lot of meal prep companies, they're not run by real chefs.
Yep.
And
I've noticed that.
You just have to do your own recon work, and
you went to school for this, right?
Actually, I didn't.
Oh, what?
Well, you could say my school was my culinary instructor was my mom.
The hard knocks.
Yes, the old school Mexican, freaking what? She was doing pounds and pounds of calabacita con puerco, carne guisada. She was doing it all, bro. And that's what I started with, was Mexican, and it got to the point where I wanted to broaden my horizons and learn a lot more. And so, everything good?
Okay.
And so I went and ventured out, and I got a job at the Tower of Americas.
Wow.
Just to kind of see what's going on over there and see what they're doing. And I learned a little bit. So yeah, so I was at the Tower, and I learned some techniques there and some good different styles.
Got great dishes, bro.
Oh, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
And from there, I met another guy who got me into cooking with the Spurs. And so from there, I met my chef. I call him my chef because that's the chef that really taught me a lot of what I'm putting out right now. And well, there's two chefs.
He was like a mentor.
Yes, two chefs, Chef Frank and Chef Joel. Those two were my two mentors that really kind of upped my game.
Chef Frank and Chef
Frank and Chef Joel.
Yo, shout out to the homies, man.
Yes, those are my two guys that really pushed me and really taught me a lot in the kitchen and what it was to put out quality at a large scale. At the AT&T Center, we were cooking to high caliber people, if you will.
Yeah.
They were buying packages that were close to like hundreds and thousands of dollars, which give them access to their seats and then access to a VIP restaurant that we were cooking for them.
Oh, wow.
So we would put out, I guess, man, in one night, we would put out about 200, 300 pounds of proteins.
Jesus.
But the way that we would put them out and the style is very elevated. It was an elevated cuisine. And that's where I learned how to make sauces and do all kinds of different techniques and really focus on making food look beautiful.
Man,
you know?
The way that you guys, whatever that sauce is that you bring with the beef, the broccoli, and the rice, what sauce is that?
That is our beef bulgogi.
Oh, man.
And honestly, man, that's...
I put that on everything, dude.
It's delicious. It's got fresh pear. It has ginger. It's got sriracha. A lot of stuff I can't tell you. But it's well, that's our moneymaker, man.
I love that.
That's never came off of our menu.
So I ordered sushi the other day, and I poured it on top of my roll.
Oh,
man,
really?
yeah, that is something. If you sell that by the bottle, please let me
Oh
know.
man,
'cause
I mean,
will
we
buy it.
might, okay, because I have a jalapeno salsa that I've always talked about bottling up and selling, and that's just a whole nother realm, man.
I've heard,
the
yeah.
hot sauce industry is.
But if you'd be willing to just do that for me, I'd really appreciate it. I'm kidding. I'll pay whatever
got you,
price,
dude. Don't
man.
worry, man.
You know, I just love sauce. I love good sauce. It always complements the proteins.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly, man,
And as I feel like I've dug into some of the dishes that you've had. You know, but I'm a fat kid at heart, man. I can tell good food. I tell you what, I eat your food before I eat the other guy's food. And I hate to say that, but my boy knows I'll never lie to him, right? But you can tell what quality food looks like, man. And I think that when you appreciate your product, your clientele is going to naturally gravitate toward the product, you know, because you guys are focused on delivering something. And that's the thing, dude. Like, food is food, but it's in the detail, the attention to detail of how you cook it that people notice. What is one thing that you believe that separates you from all these other food prep companies? Because I feel like everybody's serving food. Aside from the fresh produce, right? Is there like a service part of it, or what do you feel that could be?
I'd say the plating. We like to be very. You eat with your eyes first, you know, your eyes and your nose. Before you even put the food in your mouth, you're going to look at it. If it looks kind of gross, you're going to be like, oh, I don't know. I mean, you know, and then you're going to smell it. That's your second sense of eating. And if you like the way it looks and smells, you're going to dig right in, you know? And plating food is an art. It's beautiful, man. I love plating a food, and you just step back and it's like, wow, man, I just made that look good without even thinking about it, you know? And so I think plating and making the food look just artistic, man. I like it to look very beautiful, and I like people to say, "Wow,
it's an art form."
It's an art form, man. Back when I had the food truck, I was able to see our clients right after they. Typically, with in a restaurant, the chefs, they're in the kitchen, clients are eating in the dining room, and you don't really get to see that first bite experience. And when I was on the food truck, I literally had a window to all of my clients. And what I really enjoyed was seeing them take that first bite and that head nod of like, yes. They just take a bite and, okay, yeah, that's good. That is very, very satisfying, my friend.
Wow.
You know?
Dude, I love it, man. You know, it's been real cool. You're the second meal prep person that I've ever met, bro. Like I've met a few, but when I say met, I've had food prep companies that have looked at me like a number. Like I'm just another guy who's buying 15 meals a week.
Yeah.
You know, and when I came to you, you've always been straightforward. You've supported me on social media. You've made it a point to reach out to me. We've talked multiple times in your kitchen, and it's just so cool, man, how personable you create a connection with your clients.
Yeah.
Do you know all of your clients?
The ones that pick up. I know all their names, and it's funny, I mess with the other guys. They don't know their names of their clients, and every time they come in, I say my client's name, I look at them and say, hey, you like that customer service?
Right. I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's a competitive environment.
But yeah, you're true, man. You are right. And I would love to get you in the gym with me too, man.
Anytime,
we're gonna
dude.
get in there. I'll show you a little something. The gym is my safe space, man. It's taken care of me through every trial and tribulation throughout my whole life. It's been there when I needed it all the time, bro. And it's not going anywhere, bro.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I really, I like to say, I stay at homeostasis all day long. Nothing really bothers me. And I think the gym is what really kind of keeps me in that space, you know?
It's beautiful, bro. That's a sanctuary.
Yes, exactly, man. It's very calming. And I love being there. And it just helps me have the body that I want. And having the body I want just feels good, man. It's amazing, bro. And
it's great that you've paid attention to both the physical part and the business part. You know what I mean? Because all that correlates into one thing.
And I always wanted to find a way to correlate both and have them mesh together. And with the meal prep, perfect, you know?
Yeah.
And now we're starting a new company called Fit Culture. On IG, I'm the fit chef. And so ultimately, I'm trying to build a community of fit people, if you will, but just kind of motivate people through
fitness,
through fitness, through motivational words. Through there's a shirt that we have that's coming out. It's our perseverance shirt, and what that means pretty much is trying to get through something that's really hard when you don't want to.
Amen.
And that's the gym, man. I enjoy working out, but there's some times where, fuck, I don't want to be here, man. You know what I mean? And so we're building shirts and apparel that's going to motivate you in the gym, keep you comfortable in the gym, and looking good in the gym as well. You know what I mean?
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I'm so excited, Fernando. Really, what an amazing journey, bro. From literally like working out in the back of a kitchen at 14 to building this amazing business that you have, bro. For all my people that are following you right now, that feel motivated by this, maybe they want to get some of your service too or connect with you. How can they order food and how can they connect with you, bro?
Well, our website is harvestcuisines.com. The way it works, you have all week to order. Cutoff is Friday at midnight, and you will receive your meals on Sunday between 4 and 8 p.m., or you can come pick up at the location between 4 and 5 p.m. And also, you can find me on IG. It's Harvest Cuisines, and I am the Fit Chef 85, I believe.
Let's go.
So. But yeah, the links are on there on the Harvest Cuisine, so you'll be able to find me.
I'll put them in the comment section just in case.
Okay.
But dude, this has been such a phenomenal interview, bro. I really appreciate you being on my podcast, man. Thank you for keeping me fit, keeping me healthy, and motivating me in time frames when I don't feel like going to the gym. I see your page and I go. You know what I'm saying? we pick each other up, bro.
And that's what we're trying to do, man. Iron sharpens iron, and like one of our shirts, we like to stay sharp. You know what I mean?
Love it, dude. I appreciate you, Fernando. All right, guys, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Let's get it.